with the latest and most trending Zambian music videos.
I wanna love with you, die with you, nah.
We cross borders, so not forgetting our international pop.
Oh, you see, you better watch out. I done the reason you. Shake bum bum fontan, no darling fontan. Superwoman lama.
We no slow down the tempo. Loving how you feeling on my hips, so. XO, you know your body make me feel like so. We don't slow down the tempo.
Your boy born there. Yeah. Confuse me. Tell me why you they confuse me, oh baby. Your body too attractive, and the way I fall for you, it be like magic. Oh no, the way you did me, I go there.
Catch me on Zilile, your coolest girl on TV, every Saturday at 17 hours. QTV, experience home.
Why be saying that you in my mind? Say you no be option, no be lie. Oh yeah, make you run away, make you fly away.
Alright, so you can catch your coolest girl on TV in town at Road Mlenga every Saturdays at exactly 17 hours for Zilile, and of course on the breakfast show between 7 and of course 9 as well. As we continue with the breakfast, joining me is Honorable Chendela Mkondo from the Patriotic Front. We have got about 3 key issues that I thought we can look at. One, the peace accord that was signed by all political parties ahead of the 2021 general elections, and of course second, the debt waiver strategy that has been talked about by by the PF as well, trying to ease the debt burden of civil servants. The president has talked about the ability to, or maybe coming in to help waiver some of the debts that civil servants have, just to lessen that particular burden. Just how are they looking at implementing this particular issue as well? Honorable, thank you so much for joining us this morning, and of course good to see you.
Thank you. It's quite a rare privilege once again to be here.
First things first,
yes.
The peace accord.
Yes.
Just what does that mean for the Patriotic Front?
The peace accord, it means a lot. It not only means a lot to us, the Patriotic Front, but to every peace-loving Zambian out there. It means that we are preparing ourselves for a peaceful election. And the president, remember in his song, I talked about the before, during, and after. So basically, I think this is the way forward. And for us, since the president had set the tone, the Electoral Commission, I think, is following what we have always wanted as the Patriotic Front, and then also as Zambians, and that to see that we continue coexisting together, and especially that we are a ruling party. We cannot govern this nation if we had a situation like what is happening in South Africa. So basically for us, when we hear anyone who comes with the issue to do with the peace, we are with them and we support them 100%. So in this case, we are behind the Electoral Commission. This is a brilliant idea, and it's not happening for the first time. We have seen this happening in 2001. In fact, in 1991, there was a peace accord. In 2011, is it 2001, there was a peace accord. In 2011, there was a peace accord. So I think the Electoral Commission of Zambia has built that history of peace accord. And I think we stand with them and would want every Zambian to support this peace accord. And for us, the question you have said as the Patriotic Front, we are 100%, more than 100%. We can even say 300% behind the peace accord, because at the end of the day, who is going to reap the result of this peace accord? It is us, the Patriotic Front as a ruling party. It is us, the Patriotic Front as a Zambian, and it is us, the Patriotic Front as the peace-loving citizens of this country.
Okay, what is your pledge as a party towards building a peaceful Zambia towards an election?
Our pledge is to continue speaking the same language, that we are one Zambia, one nation, and then also to continue espousing the values of what the late gallantry leader Wanu Keke talked about, and that is being a beacon of peace. And I think this is a true demonstration of what we have always been championing. And one gallantry leader, I think Michael Chilufya Sata, talked about swallowing a bitter pill so that we see that Zambia continue attaining her heights when it comes to peace. So basically our pledge is the same. We want to see that this peace accord is implemented 100% by all the stakeholders, that we continue embracing everyone. And the president, remember when he gave the elbow to Wanu HH, he talked about something which was very touching. He said that this is not time to sleeve up your shirts. It's not time for keeping grudges. It's not time for being bitter. But it's a time to show that we came together, we interfaced together, and then we exchange ideas and ultimately decide who is to carry Zambia. Is it beyond the 12 August 2021? So basically with us, that's our position. We pray to remain peaceful. We pray to continue speaking to our people that violence is not the way we should pick it. And let's learn from what is happening elsewhere. Once you fail to control the political situation, you can have what is happening in South Africa, where you have now it's an economical sabotage. So basically, that's not the way we are supposed to do it. So let's control our cadres. Let's speak to our people that they embrace and cherish the tenets of democracy. And you know, the Electoral Commission of Zambia sits on the judiciary. Let's respect the Electoral Commission of Zambia. Once we respect the Electoral Commission of Zambia, we are respecting the judiciary and the decision that they are making.
Okay. You know, peace hinges on tolerance, and also patience.
Yes.
Coexistence, and so on and so forth. These are some of the cornerstones that really support a peaceful environment. I don't know, as a Patriotic Front party, I don't know what do you intend to do to make sure that your cadres do not become the perpetrators of a political violence, and they do not compromise what you are actually supporting, the peace accord itself. And as you respond to that, remember that the peace accord is coming after just coming from a suspension due to the same political violence that involved your party,
yes,
and of course the UPND as well. So as a party, how do you intend to cage your cadres?
Yes, as a party, I think the best strategy that we have so far is that one of the leadership, starting from the president himself. He condemns the violence, and he does not entertain or shoot anyone who is found to be violent. And then secondly, the SG has spoken the same record, the same language, and the SG is the chief executive of this Patriotic Front. So basically, with us, we have continued stressing on what these two people have continued talking about. So basically for us, the structure should be ready to make sure that before we even reach that stage where we reached in the instance of the Patriotic Front versus the UPND, where we thought that there was blood coming out and people complained, and it resulted into those suspensions. So basically we have a lesson and a good scenario where we can pick it from, and that's where we are picking it from. Let us be serious, and we have always talked about a coexistence, and coexistence talks about your brother can be UPND, the other one can be for Kalaba, the other one for Membe, the other one the same family, just like the way we have coexisted as different members of different churches. Others are UCZ, they are Pentecostal, but you are coming from the same. But at the end of the day, we worship the same God. So it is even in our political scenario. We just need to embrace everyone. We just need to speak peace throughout. And the party machinery has to detect before it culminates into such scenarios. It's just unfortunate that these some of the scenarios, they happen so spontaneous, such that it's very difficult even for the authorities to control. So basically for us, we are for the statement that the Inspector General of Police has said that he's not going to spare anyone, and would want that statement to get down to the people that no one will be protected, because if we protect a thief, it means that we are destroying our own democracy. So basically that is our position as the Patriotic Front, and we continue to preach peace. We continue to preach coexistence. We will continue talking about the same peace, that we need to coexist, to embrace each other, the way the upper echelons have been doing it.
Okay. You mentioned that, from the top leadership itself, the president, he condemns violence at all stages,
Yes.
and he does not shield anyone who might actually be perpetrating violence.
Yes.
But when political parties were called to sign the peace accord, he was not in attendance. He decided to send somebody else. And for others, that did not stand so well, especially that he is key in the promotion of peace and in others. I don't know how you look at that.
Yeah, the chief executive officer of the party, Davis Miller, was there. And I think the president has consistently always said that the affairs of the party belong to the SG, and then also to he himself. And I think the other person who is more senior who was the president, I think, it is the national chairperson, Samuel Mukupa. So basically for us, it's not a minus or downplaying of this peace accord, but we just mean that we want everyone to be there so that they are not intimidated. The other time our president was there, he was very quiet. He never said any word. People wanted him to speak. Again, it was again. Never settled well for everyone. But this time around, I think he has allowed a wind or an opportunity for everyone to speak. Because, all the time that the president moves, it becomes a state event. So basically, the way it happened, I think for us, it's a political event. Let us end it at it was a political event. And the chief executive officer of the party, Davis Miller, was there present. So basically, no one should downplay that one. That's what we mean business. And I think we saw how happy everybody was and how it transpired and how the whole process happened without any event.
You're still watching QTV Breakfast, and of course, moving on to our second item on our table. The president has formulated or come up with a strategy to help civil servants manage their date, and you're calling it a date waiver.
Yes.
Just what is this date waiver all about?
The issue of debt, it has been coming from the time inception, I think, after the Patriotic came into power. That was in 2011. We increased the salaries of our civil servants across the nation. And, we inherited the civil service, the economy, the engine of this economy. There were about 700,000. Today, as I talk to you, we have more than 2,000. Is it 2 million? 2 million civil servants across the nation, and the population has been growing. So basically, in 2011, we had increased the salaries by 300%, and a lot of civil servants, they had now the muscle to borrow from this private institution, the loans, and a lot of them have defaulted these loans down the line. So we have had this challenge now of having a worker, a civil servant who is at the back of the mind, is disturbed that he has a debt somewhere. He cannot have that time to concentrate on the engine, and which is the civil service itself. So basically to us, I think this item is not coming here for the first time. The secretary to the cabinet brought this issue, and I think they were assigned the different secretaries of different ministries. They had to come up with a list of these civil servants who have been owing these private institutions. And the way forward, they proposed that government can swap or pay for them, so that at the end of the day we can benefit. One, the civil servant will be free, will be once again free, and to operate freely once again the way it's supposed to be, because they won't be thinking of the bed burden. So secondly, again, if the government was to settle as a bulk figure now to the private institution, these different banks, it will mean they have to settle for a lesser amount. So basically, I think it's a way to go, because this has been happening elsewhere. It's not the first time. It's almost a norm across the world. So debt swap, especially that the formulation of all this issue is that the civil servants, they are people who have pensions. There are people who have been paying different securities. So basically, it's from these securities that you'll be able to, once you pay for them, you'll be able to swap with their pensions. So that at the end of the day, they know that what they are owed, it's not something which has just received relief now, but they will suffer it in future. So basically, that's what it means, debt swap.
Okay.
So would want to swap their pension with their loans, so that at the end of the day, the money continue flowing into the economy. And then also the banks, they continue lending out to private institutions. And then also the civil servant is also made to have that relief to start a new start. And you know, it has always been like that, especially that this issue started way back. It's not now. It has been almost a proposal from 2016. So basically, it's not a new thing. They are now asking the president, can you do this?
Okay. Well, it comes at a time when we are heading towards the 2021 general elections in the next few months, in the next few weeks actually.
Yes.
The country will be voting. So for some, this is sitting on woodwinking voters. That's the perception that some people actually have. So why now?
Look, it's not an issue of why now. This issue has been there, dragging on for quite a long time. And the civil servants have been always asking the executive that, can you do this for us? We have these pensions that we can cushion it with. So it's just a matter of cushioning it, and then you get the arrangement done. So basically, the president, you know, it's like the way he does it with these prisoners. People always cushion. It was in June, it was in July. They always politicize it. Even this issue, I have known that even as the president, even if he had done this in January, he had done it way back, they were going to still say that it was politicized. So the timing does not matter. We know that in Zambia, things which are good for other people, they are always politicized. So basically, look, we are talking about the other time, it was the president should release prisoners on African Freedom Day. Others were making it. No. He wants to make sure more votes. We talk about, can we give rights to the prisoners, let them vote. They will politicize everything. So basically, it's not coming for the first time, and it's not the end of Zambia. It's a continuation. And we know that One Edgar Lungu is here for another 5 years because we have worked. So basically, what he's doing is just a continuation on what we are going to continue working on. So basically, for us, it's the best time so that we start on a new note as we get to is it 13th August until 2026.
Okay.
So
is it something that the Patriotic Front are looking at, sustaining for a longer period of time, assisting people to handle their loans and their debt properly?
Look, the Patriot Front has a history of being a pro-poor party, and we have consistently demonstrated that. We had a challenge, even when we had the COVID pandemic ravaging in our midst. We had these discontented youths. We had these youths who rebelled, who said, oh, we are musicians. Now we are not able to go to bars. You are closing bars doing this. We came to help our people. So basically, that has been our position. That is the duty of government. You have to continue helping your poor people. You have to continue helping different classes of people. We have helped the musician before. We have continued helping under social welfare. We have continued paying people across the nation, those who are vulnerable. And this time around, the civil servants, we have also the pensioners. We have had the scenarios after scenarios. Some of them, it's the miners. The miners on the Copper Belt, there was this KCM, they wanted to close it. Today, we are posting positive results with the same KCM which somebody wanted to close. So, to us, our role is to make sure that every Zambian is protected, every Zambian continues enjoying his national cake, and to make sure that those who are seem to be going under, we protect them too. So basically, that's what we mean as a Patriotic Front. We will continue as long as the Zambian people continue giving us their vote, continue giving us the mandate to govern this nation. we will continue helping the different classes of our people. This time, it's a civil servant. We need to help him. The other time, it was the musician. We helped him. The other time, it was the farmer. We helped him. The army also themselves, if you have seen, we have provided a conducive environment for the army. And then also, is it the miners, the Jirabos at one time, they said you are closing this and that, the old miners, the pensioners, we gave them land. So basically as government, that's our role.
That's the role of every government to make sure that, they help people.
Yes.
The wish of every Zambian is that, this is not just done to get a vote from that ordinary Zambian. Then after 12th August, if at all they give you the mandate to go back to State House, you definitely let go of this. Or you start twisting, statements. We have seen this. For instance, in 2011, I think President Michael Sata is on record having said in 90 days, I'll do this and that. And after winning the election, he says, who can do this in 90 days, honestly? This was just a political statement. In 2016, I think we saw that. We've seen such kind of things really coming from the leadership. So, Honorable, why should people trust you on this one?
No, even the one which Michael Sata was talking about, the 90 days, we told the people of Zambia that we are going to give them a people-driven constitution within 90 days. And when we won, you were told, yes, you have won, but you are Michael Sata, yes, the Republican president, but you can't do this thing alone within 90 days. But that's when you had to come. Yes, our campaign was, we said within 90 days, but these people, the civil servant and other interested stakeholders, they are saying that we need to bring everybody on board. It has to be a people-driven constitution. And you know how long it took us. It's almost 5 years until January or February 2016. That's when we had a people-driven constitution. So basically what is important is that the PF, we are movers of what we talk about. We have told people that we are going to move road shading. It has taken us 10 years to be where but we have moved. We have removed the road shading. Talking about the leakages in our education system, it took us also almost 8 to 9 years, somewhere there in 2019. We had to make sure that the system was free. So basically, even on this one, it's not the first time that we are telling our Zambian people that we would want to help the civil servants, but we want to continue helping our Zambian people through, as long as they continue casting for us. So continue believing the Patriot Front, continue trusting the leadership that you have seen. Even if you look about the decongestion of Lusaka, we spoke about it in 2011, the decongestion of Lusaka. But look how long it took. The implementation came up to 2020. But what we have done is that we have a group of people, we have people who are surrounding the president who are committed to making sure that we deliver what we preach. So basically for us, trust us on this one. We are not just hoodwinking our people, but we have meant what we have always talked about, hawking the talk. And the talk, you can see the infrastructure development that has gone across the nation. We are telling the people in 2011, give us the reins of power so that we once again give dignity to the police officer there, the army officer there. This is what we have done. We have constructed for them, respectively, 5,000 housing units, the other one 15,000 units. And we have continued beefing up the human resource, so the manpower. So basically for us, we have moved the dog. So we are not talking about a party that has just been talking about rhetoric. We are talking about a party that inherited the workforce about of 700,000 workers, that is of the civil servant. Today, we stand about 1.7 to 2 million workers. So basically, you are talking about a party which has continued moving and walking that talk. And, you know, we are not talking about just increasing the numbers of these civil servants, but we are talking about we jumped 300% in terms of salary. That is the new status that we have given our Zambian people. And, you know, we are happy what has happened so far. Others, they were that accountable when it comes to procurement of these loans. But others, they are successively, they settled it. But we are saying we should not leave those who got bent with the loan, the excitement that we brought in as a Patriot Front. Today, we are happy that the civil servant can acquire a new house, a civil servant can build a flat, a civil servant can acquire a vehicle. That's the position that we wanted. We wanted to bring that which was happening in Botswana, in Zambia. But we have this problem of the civil servants now. There are those who overstretch themselves, and they are caught up with this debt. And this is the reason now we are coming back to them. We are saying, okay, we are going to do some debt swap. We are going to recover from the pension, but there are benefits attached to that. So we are telling the Zambian people, we are not hoodwinking anyone. When we did to the prisoners, people were saying we are hoodwinking the prisoners. When we did to the musician, people were saying we are hoodwinking the musician. When we did that to the civil servants, people, we know that in Zambia, the opposition, they look at every movement, everything that the government does as something to hoodwink. That's not our position. So people of Zambia, trust the Patriot Front, because you have seen what we have done. You have seen what we have continued doing. I thank you.
All right, so definitely making, a countdown to the 2021 general elections. We only have a few days to go. Okay, so yes, I hope that your voter's card is ready, your NRC is ready, and of course your decision has been made. So vote based on what you've seen, vote based on what you feel has been done. A lot of promises will be made in between now up to 12th by different political parties, the opposition, the ruling party, but put all these promises on the scale and of course weigh them going forward. The Breakfast Show continues. For now, we take a very short break. We'll be back.